Looking for a way to organize your life in Notion from a centralized task system, daily, weekly, monthly planning, notes, travel, recipes, projects, books, finances, and more? In this video, I wanted to share a template tour of the ultimate life planner Notion template that combines over 30 data sources in an easy-to-use design that can help you organize various aspects of your life in one location. If you find this video helpful, be sure to like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell. Let's dive right in. Let's first start with a brief overview of this template. So on the left-hand side, you'll notice quick action buttons like returning home, adding journal entries, notes, and tasks. And then we have a mobile view in the navigation, as well as various planners like schedule, calendar, daily, weekly, monthly, travel planner, recipe, and meal planner. Then we have projects and tasks, goals and habits, which includes life areas as well. And then finances, which include finance tracker, budget tracking, and shopping wish list, and then personal, which has journals, reading trackers, movie and TV watch list, and then other like notes, documents, and contacts. And underneath there are all the databases. Be sure not to edit those or the template might not work. On the right hand side, we have the life areas, and at the top there's a widget where you'll notice that the quote changes every time you refresh it. Underneath there, we have the important life areas. So if you go to view all, you can see all of the life areas, and then you can mark them as important and then see them in the front page, so you're always reminded of them. Underneath the life areas, you'll have a task dashboard where you can see your tasks in a variety of ways, from incomplete today all the way to board view to backlog, archive, and all tasks. And then there's a sticky note section. So this is for people who don't always want to input their information into a database. So that can sometimes be a bit of a hurdle. So instead, you can just easily type into here, whether that's notes, thoughts, or anything, and then you can organize it later. And then we have a schedule. You can see a 3-day schedule. You can see your week view, and then you can also see a month view here as well. One of the key aspects of this template is the way that it works as a connected system. So what that means is that, for example, with the task manager, if I go here and I open one of my tasks up, you can see that it can be related to a project tracker, habit tracker, goals, meal planner, and my trips, which is the travel planner. So what that means is that I can create these tasks from all of these areas of this template. So if I go to my trips, by going to the travel planner and I have my trip to Spain, I can add a to-do list here to start packing and add a due date like this. And then if I go back to my main task list by returning home, I'm going to see my start packing here in the global task manager, and I'll see that it's related to this trip. And same with the other areas as well. If I go to my habit tracker, I have 10,000 steps per day. I can add another task here, and it can be the same as this one. Add a due date for tomorrow. And if I go back to my main task manager here, and let's say that I click the habit tracker, walk 10,000 steps, you'll see that it's connected to my main habit tracker here, which is counting my progress for that particular item. Another place that you'll see this interconnectedness is also in the schedule calendar. So if I click here, meeting for lunch, you'll notice that it's connected to contacts and my travel planner. So that means that if I'm in my contacts manager here and I open one up, you'll see that meeting for lunch inside of here. And in my travel planner, if I click my trip, then I'll see that trip here. And that is also reflected in my main calendar. Next, let's go over each section of this template. The full 40-minute tutorial guide is going to give you the actual tutorial part on how to customize this for your own needs and exactly how to use this. This is just going to be an overview on each of the sections. So the first thing we have is the mobile view. The mobile view allows you to see your tasks and your calendar in a way that's really nice if you're using this on the go. So I would recommend you to make sure to star this one as your favorites and use that on your mobile device. And the reason this is useful is because it's in a more contained format with less images, and you can see the essentials, so it's easier for you to keep track of your tasks in calendar. The next section we have is the schedule calendar. So this is where you'll see that global calendar for your contacts and your travel, as well as anything else you want to add inside of here. So let's say that I have 3 items here. If I go to my 3-day view, you'll see it like this, and then the week view would be like this, and then a month view. The next one we have is the daily, weekly, monthly planner. And this allows you to plan in the way that makes sense for you. So if you're a daily planner, you can always use this daily plan here. If you like to do weekly and monthly plans as well, you can also use that, or you can just use the ones that you feel like matter to you the most. The daily plan looks something like this. So you can see your current calendar items in 3-day and week view. You can plan your main objectives, put your today's schedule in a time block format like this, see your task list, and you can do an end of day reflection. The weekly planner follows something similar, except that it's more about the goals this week and the end of week reflection. And then your monthly plans is also similar, but you'll see your month view, and then you can think of your goals for the month as well as the end of month reflection. Next, we have the travel planner. The travel planner allows you to see your upcoming destinations, your wish list destinations, the places you visited, a view all of everything, and by country. So if you see here the upcoming, and let's say I click Barcelona, you can see that you can add resources, attach your Google Maps link, and then you can also do relevant research for that location through here, and then you'll see all of your past trips. And in the My Trips, if you click open this one, you'll see the travel schedule, which is connected to that global calendar, your to-do list, which is also connected to the master task list, and then you can do a packing list, as well as an expense tracker here, important documents you might need, and you can also capture your memories through the journal. So if I go back to travel planner, now we can go to the recipe and meal planner. The recipe and meal planner allows you to store various recipes for various breakfast, lunch, dinner, snacks. And you can open up a recipe and see the ingredients. You can see instructions, servings, calories, ingredient tags. And you can also link the recipe inside of here as well. If I go down here, you'll see the ingredients list so that you can see exactly what's in your fridge versus what you need to buy. If you open up a meal plan, then you can plan out your meals using those recipes. So for example, I have the avocado toast, and you can see what ingredients need to be bought. And then you can see a week view of what your day-to-day items are going to look like. And then in the item view, you'll see exactly what ingredients you need. This is also going to allow you to see a to-do list, and you'll see what's in your fridge and what you need to buy. Down here, you have your expenses, so you can see how much you're actually spending. So you'll be able to add a budget and how much you actually spent. The next section is projects. So for the projects, this can be used for your work life as well as for your personal life. And it allows you to plan out projects. For example, this new product launch, you can set priority status, completion, and if anything is blocking it, as well as description, project tasks, and also notes relating to that project. You can see it by status, you can see it in board view, timeline view, and in a calendar view like this. The next section is the tasks. And here you'll see your incomplete today, your incomplete in general, and then you'll see a board view of all of your tasks, overdue tasks, and then there's also backlog, archived, and all tasks. So the next section is life areas. And here you can see all of your life areas here and mark the ones where they're important to you. And then you'll see them in here as well as in the front page as well. If you open up a life area, you'll see the goals that are inside of here. So the idea is to plan your goals from your life area. You'll be able to reflect on it periodically through the reflection here, and you can see your goals. So one of the goals inside of this life area for health is to take care of my health. It's in progress, and I can open it up, and that's going to allow me to see this goal. The goal is where you can plan out that goal and assign goal tasks as well as plan related habits. So for example, the related habit to this goal is going to be to walk 10,000 steps per day. And you can also review it. So that's going to take you to the goal tracker, which is where you can see that goal here. And you can also see the habits here. So you can both plan habits that aren't related to goals, but also plan habits related to goals. And you can set a goal number of times for that habit, how many times it's been completed, and manage your progress through there. And these tasks for the goal, which are the habits, are going to show up in your main view as well. The next section is the finance tracker. The finance tracker allows you to manage all of your accounts, your expenses, your income, and transfer between those accounts. And in the budget tracking, you're able to see how much of your monthly budget you've spent. So for example, let's say that I have a monthly budget of $500 for groceries, and this month I've spent $100. I can see the budget usage through there. And in here, the expenses are tracked through that finance tracker over here. If I go to this month's expenses, you can see that amount in a handy chart as well. The next section is the shopping wish list. So the shopping wish list allows you to track various prices of the same product. Let's say that you're trying to buy a white standing desk and you're just comparing different prices from different locations. And then you can eventually choose one to buy based on the best price and quality that you're looking for. Next, we have the personal section and the journal. So the journal can be connected to your travels as well as just general journaling. So for example, I have the Barcelona trip here and I can add images and write your entry inside. I can also do a mood journal as well. And you can see your random thoughts or anything else that you feel like journaling about. If I click by type, you can see them by the different type of journals. So you can see the entries that way as well. Next is the reading tracker. The reading tracker allows you to see your books by genre. So let's say that I click business, you'll see books inside of business. And you can track your books based on your rating, when you've read it, the author, what format you consume the book, the link, and so on. You can also do a reflection inside here as well. The next one is the movie and TV watch list. So similar to the books, you can also track your movies, TVs, shows, and anything that you're currently watching here. Next, we have notes. So the notes allows you to see various notes in different categories. This can also act similar to a second brain as well. So you can add all of your bookmarks, any interesting things you come across into your notes here. So if I click ideas, let's say that I had a new project idea, the note category is ideas. I can add a URL in here as well. And what's handy is that you can see the notes that you need to review and you can mark them here so that you're always on top of your notes. You can also see all of your notes here in case that you want to review old notes again. The next section is the documents. So these are anything you want to keep track of that are not notes. That could be useful. So you can add your files and media here and make sure you have a copy of any important documents. The next section is the contacts. And the contact tracker allows you to see someone's relationship with you, their birthday, email, phone. You can add their address, a description of who they are, as well as any URLs. You can also type anything inside of here. So if you want to add even more information, you can do that. And what's also useful is that you can see your interactions with them through the calendar. So if you met for lunch with Jane Smith, that's going to show up inside of the contacts database too. So you know exactly when you last met with this person. Now, if we go back home, the last thing I wanted to showcase is that there's the quick action button. So if you click this one, it's going to add a new journal entry. Here you'll add a new note and here you'll add a new task, which makes it really easy and quick to use. Next, I wanted to highlight that this template features very organized structure of data sources, and that's really what sets it apart from other templates. So I've seen other templates on the market where it's really not clear how the template is structured. It takes a lot of work to extract where the databases are. And in this case, it's in one centralized location, which is in this databases page. And I've also named every section and made sure that it's really easy to understand where and how all of the 30 plus databases are being used in this case. I would recommend not editing this if you're not experienced with customizing Notion data sources. But if you do need to do any customizations and feel comfortable doing so, I hope that this provides a helpful structure so that it's easy for you to understand how to update it. I also wanted to mention that this template also includes a 40-minute guide so that you'll have a in-depth view on each of the sections, how they work, and make sure that you know exactly how to use it. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to check the description for the link to the template. Let me know if you have any questions or comments, and I hope to see you all in the next video.